Hello and welcome back to the Scene Stealers.
I'm Henry Calvert.
And I'm Tobias Turley, and this week we are halfway through the year, so we are breaking down 2025 releases so far.
Let's go. Yes, that's right. Welcome to the 2025 releases episode. We'll probably do another one of these towards the end of the year, I reckon.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're 6 months through, and then we'll do another one at 12 months through.
Have a blaring gap of 6 months of movies.
Yeah, exactly, that we need to cover. We've touched on a lot of 2025 releases thus far, with our specific episodes.
Yes.
But I think we're going to talk today a bit more broadly about the year cinematically.
I don't know about yourself, but I've seen quite a lot of straight to streaming releases. I think so far I've seen about 24 movies that have come out this year, which for me actually isn't very good, but I think in the grand scheme of things is very good.
Yeah, considering the year that we've had, I don't feel like I've missed out on anything.
No, the last 2 days I've caught up on 3 big ones that I missed. So the last few days I caught up on 3 of those, which we'll get into in a second. But now, apart from that, I'm not missing any blaring ones, no. I don't think.
And I think we can give a very good discussion on our thoughts and feelings thus far. We are at West End Live.
We are at West End Live. As of recording, West End Live is this Sunday. And as when this comes out, it's yesterday.
Indeed.
It's
you
yesterday.
will have performed. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling alright, actually. My voice is a bit tired, so I'm doing everything I can to rest and get it back for Sunday. Because I'm doing 3 songs. I don't have to say what I'm doing. If any of you have seen it, it is on YouTube by now. I did. God, the tenses, the
timeline.
The timeline is hurting my brain. I'm doing One Song Glory. I did One Song Glory.
Yeah.
The Winner Takes It All.
Oh.
And Your Song from Moulin Rouge.
Do we know if Maz is going to be in attendance?
Not on the Sunday.
No.
Mamma Mia always do the Saturday.
Ah, that's a shame.
So, I don't know whether she'll be doing Winner Takes It All, actually, because Mamma Mia normally have a pretty set routine for West End Live. And it changed slightly last year because they wanted to utilise me and Stevie a bit more. So normally they do
Waterloo.
I think it's they always do the mega mix because people love that. And I think the few years before, Maz does do a song. And I can't remember whether it is Winner Takes It All. So I don't know whether it's risky on my end to do it. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing it better than Maz at all. She's phenomenal, but it's going to be a very different version.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys will have, some of you I imagine were either there or will have seen it online, so do let us know what you thought of Tobias' performance.
I feel good for One Song Glory and for Your Song, 2 very songs I'm confident in.
Yeah.
2 songs I'm very confident in even. But yeah, When It Takes It All, I'm a bit nervous for it.
We'll see, won't we? We'll see. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's just got a song that has so much, I don't know, history. It's a big song, you know. Yeah, so
well, that's good. And hopefully at West End Live, we might be able to get some more theatre street interviews. And while Tobias is performing, I will hopefully have either been backstage or roaming around the crowd, getting some interviews with you lot and finding out your theatre opinions. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, today is a stage-specific episode. We did theatre last week. Stage. Sorry. This week is, of course, a screen-specific episode because we did stage last week. That's what I meant to say. And I think the best place to start with the 2025 overview is to maybe go back and forth and give our top 3 so far of the year.
Should we do that?
So far of the year, because this year has been, I would say, on the whole, pretty poor. But I want to start on
mediocre.
A high.
Yeah.
I want to start on a high, and I say a high, and I've got 2 4-star films and a 3-star film in my top 3. So
brilliant.
And the highs aren't reaching the heights, let's say.
So mine.
Should we go 3 first? 3. Well.
Yes. So in my list, my actual number 3 is. This isn't going to be my actual answer, but my number 3 so far is The Apprentice. But that is actually a 2024 release, but it came out in England in 2025.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to include that. But that's the Sebastian Stan Donald Trump biopic. Well, I guess it's a biopic. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to include that in my list.
He got a lot of awards buzz for that film.
He did. He got an Oscar nom.
Yeah.
Got an Oscar nom. Very good film. If you have the chance to watch it, I'd really watch it, especially in this current climate, because it's quite poignant now. But he's very good.
Good.
As Trump.
Good. I'm glad. But your actual answer.
My actual number 3 is Mickey 17.
Okay.
At 3.5 stars.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. My number 3 is Thunderbolts with a 3-star.
3-star at number 3.
3-star at number 3.
Oof.
I will point out I have only seen 14 2025 releases. Nothing's grabbed me.
Yeah.
Well, I say there's two films that have grabbed me, which are coming up next.
Yeah. We'll break down these films in a second. But my number 2 is new release Warfare.
See, new release. It did come out in the theatres a while ago, didn't it? But it's only come onto Prime.
It came onto Prime 2 days ago.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And I watched it instantly because I was really excited to watch it.
And my roommate's watching it at the minute, and I walked in yesterday after a 3-hour train journey to just see a lot of death on the screen and a lot of gunshots, and they're very harrowing, I'd say.
Yes, and again, we'll break it down in a second, but really, really good war film. And if you know me, you know I love a war film, and this is up there with the really good ones.
Yeah. Number 2 for me is Predator: Killer of Killers. Direct-to-Disney Plus Predator movie, and honestly, the best Predator film I've seen thus far.
Really?
It's not a high bar.
No.
But that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed Predator: Killer of Killers, and we'll get into it in a sec. And then finally, both of our number 1s is, of course, Sinners. If anybody has anything else at their number 1...
You're lying.
You're kidding yourself.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, Sinners is brilliant.
What did you give Sinners?
On initial viewing, I gave it a 4, and I think if I were to rewatch it, I might give it higher. I really love that cinematic experience.
I gave it 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think looking back, I was maybe slightly harsh. I think tonally for me, it was slightly dissonant within the two halves. But then in retrospect, I quite like that.
Yeah. Well, let's break down Sinners first, because my flatmate Ivan saw it in the cinemas and I didn't, and so I watched it the other night in my house. And I like to think I've got quite a nice movie set up. It's not like I'm going to be missing anything major because I'm watching it at home compared to the cinema. Obviously the sound and whatever's a bit different, but my setup's pretty good. And I remember Ivan saying that he felt the tonal shift in the film from the blues and the kind of the brother arc to the, spoilers, vampires, was quite a big jump for him.
Yeah.
But I went in knowing that it was a vampire film.
Okay.
And so I didn't feel that was that big of a deal.
So I went in having not seen a trailer.
Right.
So I hadn't seen a trailer. The only stuff that I had seen had been kind of like at the premiere. So like the promo that they show on the screens and whatnot. So I went in not knowing a whole bunch about it. Mm-hmm. I went in with like no real expectations, to be completely honest. And I was so invested in that first half, really, really invested in it. And I thought, this is brilliant. Like, it's so great to see this kind of story being told. And then the shift comes. I think initially I was like, where the hell has this come from? But then once you get on that train, you are locked in. You are locked in.
I guess I didn't find it too hard of a jump, because they start setting up, the very first scene, they set up these creatures that are summoned by the music and the red eyes, obviously, before we go into, was it Mississippi or wherever it is? I think it's Mississippi. And so I kind of was ready for those monsters. Obviously, in my mind, I kind of thought they were vampires anyway, but they described them as, is it Haiths? Maiths? They have a different name for it.
Oh, yeah, no,
and then it just turns out that they are vampires.
Yeah.
So maybe that was why I felt it wasn't big of a jump. But you're so right. The tone of the first half of the film is so good. It reminded me of something kind of like, if any of you, it was like Peaky Blinders mixed with like Mississippi Burning or like something like that. It was really great. The cinematography is so good. The score, the costume design, like Michael B. Jordan looks great in a suit. Phenomenal. He looked so good. Like really good. And I think the writing as well is so good. Like the two brothers, is it the Sammy? Yeah, Sammy, the young boy, is written so well. I was just locked in literally from the get go.
I think the main takeaway from Sinners is, and to just kind of put. The takeaway from Sinners as a whole, I think, really, is there is a place for new IP in Hollywood. And I think if Sinners has taught us anything, it's that audiences, what I hope it's taught Hollywood, is that audiences are keen for new stories. They are keen for these exciting risk takes, and I really hope that they see that and give them more budget. And I think it's brilliant that Ryan Coogler kind of made it by his own production company. This is the production company's first.
It's
film.
nice to see him branching out as well from, because he's done
like
so
Creed,
far existing IPs, Black
Panther.
Panthers, the Creed movies, and so it's really nice to see him kind of get his creative boots on and do something original and do so well with it.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see that film succeed in every critically, like commercially, everything. It's done very well, and I think Sinners was a really, without Sinners in 2025,
we'd be having a bad year.
I mean, the cinematic experience.
Yeah.
We are banking on Superman and Fantastic Four really for that almost like Barbenheimer-esque event.
Yeah,
but
wicked
to
as well.
me, I think the cinematic event that people will take away from this year, at least personally, will be the Sinners experience of like, this is a completely new thing. We can kind of see what's going to happen with Superman and Fantastic Four because it's existing and it's all been done before. But Sinners, I'd say that was probably the cinematic event of the year. We'll see what happens with Marvel
there
and
were
DC stuff.
two moments in the film I'd like to bring up, that one of which is possibly my favourite scene from at least the last few years, that being where Sammy starts playing in the club, the dancing scene, where we start to see what they set up in the beginning, saying that when every now and again there's a musician that is so pure and so connected to the music that it travels across generations, and we start to see the hip-hop dancers, we start to see the ballerina, and like all these different styles of dancing from over the years, and all the different types of people in the barn. It's phenomenal, and then obviously the barn burns down.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Like, oh my god, that scene was phenomenal. The camera work in that, the wanna through the crowd, was so good. And obviously, like, it's so enjoying that so much. Then, especially when it comes out to Jack O'Connell and the other vampires outside, as a bit of dramatic irony for us. Irony, God, I can't speak today. We know that it's about to go down, but we just see this amazing experience in the barn, and everyone's so happy with the music and the club, and that was a phenomenal scene. And then secondly, I leapt out of my chair, bit of a nerd moment from me, I leapt out of my chair when the final fight started and the aspect ratio changed.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Blew my mind.
It's when they open the gates.
Yeah, it's when
she throws that Molotov.
Yeah, when the little lady has said, "Come on in, you mother!"
Yeah. And
I was like, oh my god! And then doors swing open, Molotov, aspect ratio changed. Oh my god, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Phenomenal choice from Ryan Coogler.
Great film. But we could sit and talk about Sinners all day, but
I feel like the boat's kind of passed on Sinners for a little bit, but one final thing. Jack O'Connell, really, really good performance.
Yeah, great.
Like him being one moment so smooth and like sophisticated and suave and charming, and just the next minute leading the circle dance, being like, the song was amazing, but then being so sinister and dangerous. Oh, it was great. So good.
I do feel like this is, everybody else yapped about Sinners about like 3 months ago.
Yeah, I know.
And then you've only seen it, and this is the chance for him to talk about it. So I was, yeah, you just keep going. We'll know it's right. 2025, we've had Sinners and everything else. I mean, we aren't going to talk about the rest of these films, like how we've just spoken about Sinners.
That's how good Sinners is.
That's because how good that is, and it's a testament to that film that everything else is. That was good.
Yeah. Well, Warfare's really good.
That was good.
I will say that. And Mickey 17 is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no kind of. I haven't seen Warfare, but I would say there's nothing. I think that. From the premise and whatever, and I know Alex Garland is quite good at these kind of things, and I'm excited for 28 Years Later this week.
Yeah, he's on a good run right now. I think Alex Garland is a better writer than director.
Yeah, like, because he's not directed 28 Years Later, has he?
No, he wrote it.
Right, okay.
It's Danny Boyle back on 28 Years Later. But if you see stuff like Annihilation, I know some people love it, some people hate it. It didn't quite sit well with me. I wasn't a big fan of Annihilation. Civil War as well. That was a late 2024 release. I wasn't a big fan of that one either. But his writing is really, really good. And he's really good at those dramatic kind of action sequences.
Oh, okay.
And Warfare is... I won't spoil it because you've not seen it, but Warfare, new Amazon Prime release, is about the true memories of the 10 or however many soldiers about this one incident in Iran. And it's pretty much all set in this one house as the American army fight off the Iranian rebellers. It's really good. Highlights, the sound design and the editing blew my mind. The performances were really good. And just how, like, realistic it is. I feel like some war films seem a little bit over-dramatized and whatever, whereas this is so raw and so it is based on the real people's stories, and they help write the movie. So it's if you do get the opportunity, watch it on Amazon Prime. It's really good. It's only 94 minutes long or something. It's brilliant. Really, really good.
My number 2 picks, I would say, is probably an easier watch than Warfare, and that's Predator Killer of Killers, because Predator Killer of Killers is what Predator fans have been begging for years, which is to see a Predator go up against like a Viking and a samurai and a World War II pilot for some reason. That's the weakest story. It's an anthology film. You get the vignette of the Viking, the vignette of the samurai, the vignette of the World War II pilot, and then they come together to fight at the end.
I'm going to watch it.
I cannot tell you how much of an example Killer of Killer sets for kind of like streaming being a great platform. That film would not work in the cinemas. There is no way that an anthology thing about a Predator is ever going to get a theatrical release.
Do you need to have watched the other Predator movies?
No, right. Not at all. But it finds its place on streaming, and I really hope that how well this has been received sets that precedent to Disney. Like, look, we can try these cool ideas that won't work cinematically, but let's stick them on Disney Plus. Let's not play it safe with Disney Plus. Yeah. Let's do stuff that people actually want to see that just wouldn't work in the cinema. The animation style is great, very much inspired by Arcane. You don't
really,
very Arcane-ish. It's very violent, very gory, but really, really cool. I'm not a huge Predator fan to any extent. I liked Prey, I liked the original. I haven't seen AVP and I haven't seen Predator 2 or The Predators or Predator. But the or Predator, is it The Predator?
There's a few.
I don't know. There's a few. I've seen the first one and Prey. Anyway, but the guy who directed Prey, I forget his name, also directed this, and he's the one that's got Predator Badlands coming out at the end of the year.
He likes a Predator film, doesn't he?
They should hand Dan Trachtenberg. He is like the Dave Filoni of the Predator universe.
Okay.
He is, yeah.
That's it.
But really, really good.
Really good.
Highly recommend you check it out. Again, it's 85 minutes long, and it's been reviewed phenomenally.
Great.
Predator Killer of Killers, recommend it. And then in my number 3 I had Thunderbolts because it was fun, and it's probably the only other film that I've seen this year which I had an overriding sense of fun with. Great. The rest of them, actually, How to Train Your Dragon comes close, but it was probably the funnest out of the 3 stars that I gave.
Yeah, well, because it's an original. Well, it's not an original, but like it's a new. Whereas like How to Train Your Dragon is a repeat.
You know, it's got something new to say. Whereas I didn't feel like How to Train Your Dragon had anything new to say.
Well, my final one was Mickey 17.
Bong Joon-ho.
Just give that a little wiggle for me, will you? Oh yeah, Bong Joon-ho's new release. Again, we missed the boat on this a little bit, but I only watched it last night. And I'll keep it swift because you've probably heard everything you need to know about Mickey 17. But my review was where is it? Here it is. Here's my review. Oh, I don't want to review or log again. Okay, here we go. At the soul of this movie is heart. Mickey 17 is a relatable, down-to-earth character that I really found myself connecting with. It's a brilliant performance from Patterson, especially when compared to the demeanour of number 18. The story feels original. The production design... Can't speak. The production design is really fun. All the supporting characters were super interesting too, apart from Timo. He was kind of annoying. Also, I'm pretty certain Mark Ruffalo is doing some sort of a Trump impression.
Okay, cool. 3.5 stars. Fun at the films.
Yeah.
Fun at the cinema. Mickey 17.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the rubbish, the utter trash of this year.
There's a
Let's
lot.
start with our least favourite, which of course was Star Trek Section 31.
Yeah.
That was awful. That was terrible.
We watched that together and we sat there laughing.
I think I fell asleep for a bit.
I fell asleep for about 10 minutes.
I was really ill that night, actually.
You were?
Do you remember? That was when
Was
I
that
stayed
migraine night?
I stayed at yours and I was just...
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't see. Like, I
Yeah,
got really bad migraine.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It was a tube lighting, very bright.
I was sat there with my
It was
blazer
so funny. I
over
think I've
me
got a
like
photo of it
Dracula.
somewhere.
It was awful. But Section 31, my God.
It just had no clue what it wanted to be, and the writing was awful.
What the hell?
I think that was a straight to Paramount, right?
Oh my God, it was awful. I saw it in HMV the other day. I'm like, who is buying that? Like, what a joke. I mean, I'm very grateful to Paramount to have me involved with it. And like, we got to meet Michelle Yeoh and EastEnders Blow.
Yeah.
And it was, that was great. And like, I'm always very blessed to have those opportunities.
Yeah.
That being said, that does not detract from the fact that that film was terrible.
It was really bad.
And it should never see the light of another day.
Yeah, there was too many like plot conveniences and
you know what,
changes of heart. It's like the same guy tried to kill Michelle Yeoh about 4 times and then changed his mind.
I can't even begin to tell you what happened. I remember there was some little bug operating. I don't bloody know. But then I don't know. Fountain of Youth was also. I mean, my bottom 3 was Section 31, Fountain of Youth, and The Amateur.
God.
And I think pretty much all of those are direct to streaming ish. I think The Amateur had a bit of a cinema stint.
A tiny one, yeah.
But Fountain of Youth went straight to Apple TV.
My bottom 3 were... Oh, actually, Section 31 wasn't my lowest. My lowest was Plankton the movie.
Oh, really?
The Netflix SpongeBob spin-off.
Why do they
Plankton.
keep making them? Because didn't Sandy Cheek's movie get, like, canned as well? Like, everybody hated that.
Yeah, but I guess it's not... The people actually talking about it online, it's not for us. What do
you mean?
Me talking about it here... I'm not the demographic for the Plankton the movie. You know, it's for the 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds who aren't reviewing it, who aren't talking about it online. So it's probably a fine movie to put your kid in front of.
Did the Sandy Cheeks movie get leaked on Twitter as well? Like the full thing got leaked.
Did it?
I think so, and I think something similar happened. I don't know if
maybe.
Actually. But there seems to be a tendency at the minute for full films to be leaked on Twitter, which I think is just hilarious.
Number 2 is Section 31,
yeah.
And my third lowest was Picture This, which is a new... like Bollywood rom-com.
It's not Bollywood at all.
I'm going to cut that out then.
Yeah.
And then my third lowest was Picture This, a new rom-com which I think went straight to Amazon Prime with Simone Ashley and Hero finds Tiffin, Sindhu V. It's really bad. It's single and without a man on the horizon. Pia runs a failing photography studio in London with her best friend Jay. As her sister Sonal prepares for marriage and her mother Lakshmi urges her to partner up, a spiritual guru predicts Pia will meet the love of her life among her next 5 dates.
I'm bored.
It was
Sounds
really
terrible.
bad. It was
Sounds
really bad.
awful. Fountain of Youth, my review of Fountain of Youth. One of the best things about going to these early screenings, right, is that you get to put up a letterboxd review before anybody else, and then it gets more than 5 likes. And I tell you, 200 likes on Letterboxd means about 10k on Instagram.
Yeah.
My Fountain of Youth review read, "Bahaha, bahahaha. Fountain of Youth, more like Fountain of Poo, more like Dribble of Youth, Tap of Youth, or Fountain of Dog Shite." Fountain of Youth is terrible. That film is directed by Guy Ritchie, right?
Is it?
And the cast consists of John Krasinski. I love John Krasinski. Natalie Portman. I love Natalie Portman. Donald Gleeson. I love Donald Gleeson. Stanley Tucci's in it for like 2 minutes.
Love Stanley Tucci.
You know what? What a cast.
I'm all about the Tucci.
What a cast and quite a good director. Actually, he's made a couple of good films. He also made the live-action Aladdin for some reason.
That is so rogue for Guy Ritchie. He's got like The Gentleman, Snatch, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., the live-action Aladdin.
Very peculiar. But that film
Operation
was
Gare
awful.
as well, I think
I drank my way through that film because that was the only way I enjoyed it, and I got a giggle. I said bahaha bahaha because I did laugh at it.
Good.
Not
with it at it.
it.
There's
do not watch that film.
Don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time. And then The Amateur. Oh my god, I couldn't even begin to tell you. That film was essentially 2 hours of, I'm going to hack the main drive, and then I'm going to upload the USB, and then I'm going to hack into the mainframe formula of the... Oh my god, what a load of rubbish.
Awful.
Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne, have a word with your agent, because you can do better than that.
Again, there's just been some drivel, like the other ones we've not even mentioned, like Captain America, Brave New World.
Oh god.
Boring.
Final Destination.
Final Destination Bloodlines. I watched a Bollywood film called Doom Dam, which sucks. You're Cordially Invited with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. That was fine.
Legends, drivel.
I watched one called Elevation, which I gave 2.5 stars, but it's only 90 minutes, and it was quite. I didn't mind watching it. It's like the Anthony Mackie version of A Quiet Place. Well, like
not minding watching something is like saying, well, it exists.
Yeah, but it's like the premise of the film is that aliens have taken over or like predators have taken over the world, but they can't go over something like 8,000 meters in altitude, so the people have to live in the mountains. And then he needs to go down to a hospital to get something to save his kids. So he's got to go below the line where the predators are waiting, and it's a fine watch.
Shiver my timbers.
I would like to recommend one film. My number 4 of the year, which I've heard no one talking about, is called The Killer's Game, with Dave Bautista, Sofia Boutella, Terry Crews, and it's like John Wick.
Right.
Like he's an ex-assassin, he's fallen in love, and I can't remember whether it's an accident that someone puts a hit on his name. Oh no, I'll tell you what it is. He gets a diagnosis that he's terminally ill, and he wants to leave some stuff for his family, for his new love, and so he puts a hit out on himself, and so all the assassins in the area come to kill him, and then he finds out that he's not terminally ill, and so he has to fight off all the assassins to then survive to be with his love. And it's actually a very good film.
Oh, okay, that's a fun premise.
I really enjoyed it. Actually, I thought it was going to be another kind of shit Amazon Prime release, but thoroughly enjoyed.
One thing I do want to quickly touch on: we mentioned briefly cinematic events of the year, and what I find absolutely hilarious is us included, and everyone online has completely forgotten about Minecraft.
Yeah,
that occupied the social zeitgeist
for a while,
for 2 months.
Yeah, and the rest,
and then disappeared.
Well, it's because they marketed it so well, and everyone was genuinely quite curious about the film. Then it came out, it was shit, and people forgot about it.
No, and it's what, 3 months since release, something like that.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, by the end of the year, no one will have that on their lips.
Apart from when he gets about 8 Oscar noms.
Best original song.
Chicken Jockey. Yeah. Best actor in a motion picture, Jack Black. Best supporting actor in a motion picture, Jason Momoa.
Of course, Danielle Brooks will get a nod, of course.
Best director. Best picture, obviously.
But yeah, I think that kind of like covers the main highs and lows of 2025. And I think, like we say, there is a lot in the middle, and there's nothing on the horizon that isn't, how do I phrase this, that isn't mainstream, that's kind of on my to watch list.
Yeah,
I think the main thing this year is really the Superman and Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
which is coming up
even if you're
very
looking
soon.
At Letterboxd, like the top 8 on this is sorted by most popular is Sinners, Mickey 17, Companion, which obviously we've seen and spoken about before, Thunderbolts, Minecraft, Adolescence, not even a movie, Captain America, Brave New World, Final Destination's Bloodline, the new Mission Impossible, which I hopefully should be seeing soon. The Monkey,
the Finishing Scheme, and The Gorge, which is another direct to Apple.
Yeah,
there's not a strong catalogue of films from this year as of yet, and I think the industry will be relying quite a lot on Superman and Fantastic Four to bolster it this year.
Yeah, agreed. So what else have we got coming out? We've got Wicked. For Good is coming out. Let me have a look at upcoming releases. Oh no, hang on. Upcoming, here we go. What's coming up? The Frozen Pro Shot.
It's already on Disney Plus.
Oh, is it?
No, actually, no. Sorry, I saw the ad under the coming. Sorry, that was my mistake.
It's coming soon. Yeah.
There is barely anything. Is the answer? There is not a whole bunch.
No.
I am excited for Superman. I am excited for Fantastic Four. But I do think that as of 2025 up until this point, that kind of covers it. We will play, of course, a little game because otherwise it wouldn't be Scene Stealers if we didn't have a little game. So we're going to play Film Tic-Tac-Toe.
This is Movie Tic-Tac-Toe. We have been supplied with 3 movie grids, as you can see here, and we have just got to work as a team to fill these out. Hopefully they work and have been made properly.
Okay.
Here we go. Do you take the first one?
You go first, of course.
Okay, so what have we got? Musical, Tom Cruise, action down the left, and on the top we've got pre-1990, Spielberg and Emily Blunt. Well, the one that's screaming to me is Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt were in, is it called Edge of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever it's called.
I think Live, Die, Repeat's a tagline.
It's got a few different names. There's an Edge of Tomorrow for Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt.
Okay, I'm going to go Spielberg musical. I believe probably the only Spielberg musical, which is of course West Side Story remake.
West Side Story,
yeah.
I'll stick on the musical. I'll go pre-1990. Let's just go On the Town.
Nice. I'll go Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg in Minority Report.
Correct.
Yes.
Good one. Good pull.
Yes.
Tom Cruise pre-1990. God. When was Eyes Wide Shut? That's not pre-1990.
Is there a Tom Cruise?
He's got to be. He's getting on a bit now.
Eyes Wide Shut might be. I think Eyes Wide Shut's the only one that springs to mind.
Tom Cruise. Did he do stuff as a kid? Maybe we'll come back to it. I'm going to do Spielberg. No, let's do Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt musical. Mary Poppins Returns.
Nice. I will go. So the top row is done.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. We need pre-1990 and action. Okay. Action pre-1990. I will go. The movie Zulu.
Very good. Bit of a rogue pick.
Yeah.
Action Spielberg, I will go Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. Action Emily Blunt. Oh.
Jungle Cruise. Is that action? No.
It's like family action.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. Action Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt knowledge isn't
I would have
amazing.
said Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah.
But Emily Blunt action.
What else is she in?
Devil Wears Prada. Oh, that's all that's springing to mind.
Is A Quiet Place action?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it counts. There's action in it.
Right, get it in there.
Action, Emily Blunt. Yeah, A Quiet Place 1.
Okay, and then
Tom Cruise pre-1990.
God.
I do think Eyes Wide Shut. Should we see? Should we check?
Yeah.
Is this going to be it? Or are we going to have failed? Eyes Wide.
It's Kubrick, isn't it? So it's...
Oh, it's 99. Oh,
99.
God.
Oh, no. Is it possible?
Let me check. You think and I'll check. My God! Is Tom Cruise pre-1990? How have we not thought of this? When you think of Tom Cruise, what film do you think of?
Mission Impossible?
No, the other one. Had a sequel a few years ago.
That he was in?
Yeah. How on earth?
Oh,
how on
Top Gun.
Top Gun. How the heck?
Top Gun.
And then I also
course.
saw Legend. Legend's a great show as well.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott film. We
stuffed that.
royally messed that up, didn't we?
Damn. Hopefully we can do better on the next one.
Right, this is another round of Movie Tic-Tac-Toe. Let's see if we can fill the grid.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go first. Ooh.
What have we got here? War, Helena Bonham Carter, and Best Picture winner.
Oh, gosh.
2010's over 2.5 hours, and comedy.
Comedy. War comedy.
There's one that comes to mind.
Okay, well, you can have that one. Comedy Best Picture winner, I will go with...
Comedy Best
Annie Hall.
Great.
Annie Hall.
Great,
yeah.
great.
I'd say that's comedy. Yeah.
Well, the war comedy. I'm going to go with Tropic Thunder.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Thunder.
Okay, comedy with Helena Bonham Carter. Oh no. Okay, we'll do over 2.5 hours. Over 2.5 hours war film. Let's say Lawrence of Arabia.
Great. I'm loving these pulls from you.
Okay.
2010's Best Picture winner.
Is Lawrence of Arabia really a war film? After the story of British officer yeah,
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Best Picture winner 2010's. I will go with Parasite, I guess. Oh, that's 2020. Actually, it came out in 2019. Ignore me. We're gonna go with Moonlight.
Okay. Helena Bonham Carter 2010's. I will say Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I'll stick with Helena Bonham Carter. Over 2.5 hours. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is over 2.5 hours.
Is it?
I believe so.
Is it?
We might have to fact check that. I'm pretty certain it is.
Over 2.5. It's over 2.
So it's got to be over 150 minutes.
130 minutes.
Ow! Shit! Okay.
I'm gonna find one, and then you can... Oh, I know. I've got a good one. I'm surprised you haven't got this. Helena Bonham Carter, over 2.5 hours. Musical.
Sweeney? No.
Maybe. The other one.
No, Sweeney's not.
The other
Helena
one.
Bonham Carter, over 2.5 hours.
The other musical that she's in. Directed by the guy who did Cats.
God. What is it?
Plays alongside Borat.
Oh, it's
Do you want me to give you the rest of the cast? Eddie Redmayne, Amanda Seyfried, Samantha Barks.
Oh, Les Mis.
Les Mis.
Horrible film. I forget she's in that.
Yeah. Which ones do we have left?
We've done that. Best Picture winner over 2.5 hours. Got this one.
We've got that one as well. We've got that one. We've got that one. We've got
this one and this one left, I think.
And we've done these two.
And this one.
Okay, I'll go War in the 2010s. I'll say... I don't know if this will be 2010. Valkyrie with Tom Cruise, which is...
I thought you meant like the bird film.
No, Valkyrie's about the attempted
Valiant,
assassination of Hitler. But let me double check that because...
Well, I've got a backup if not.
Oh gosh, 2008.
All right, well I'll take it over.
Okay.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Great film.
Great film. Andrew
film.
Garfield.
Yeah. Helena Bonham Carter comedy. Ooh, I don't know. You know.
We've said Alice in Wonderland, haven't we?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She's in that. It's not really
Is
a
it
comedy though.
What else she done? Corpse Bride.
Best Picture over 2.5 hours.
Easy.
I can do. Let me think.
Can he do it?
Can I do it? Can he do it? Sound of Music.
It's over 2.5 hours.
It feels over 2.5 hours. it wouldn't shock me if it was.
Let me scratch my brain for a movie over 2.5 hours.
Sound of Music is 174 minutes long.
174 minutes long.
That movie does actually go on forever.
Well done, you pulled it. So all we need is a Helena Bonham Carter comedy. She's got to have some.
The thing is, she can play a comedic role, but they're not necessarily in comedic films.
What's her... She's done 6 with Johnny? What are those? Sweeney, Alice...
Corpse
Bride.
Nothing's springing to mind.
No, this is hard. Helena Bonham Carter comedy.
Anything animated? Corpse Bride, the stop motion.
Oh.
Stop motion. You
said something, it clicked.
Aardman.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah,
Curse the Were-Rabbit.
She plays the lady with the hair.
Yeah, the Wallace lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a comedy.
Curse the Were-Rabbit.
That's definitely a comedy.
Great.
Okay, I
So
think
done. I think we've completed the grid.
We've done that. Let us know if you got any different answers to
God,
us.
that was a bit harder
That
than I
was hard.
expected.
I like this game. This is a hard game.
We'll get some more maybe.
Yeah, that was our 2025 so far episode of Scene Stealers. I hope you enjoyed the new game. A great shout by Mr. Tobias Turley.
Thanks,
and we will see you next week for another episode of the Scene Stealers.
Yes.
But until then, keep stealing. I've been Henry Calvert.
And I've been Tobias Turley.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
That was such a swift...